Megan's got plans here. I was asked a couple times to do a really quick tutorial on how to make my phone inserts. I've been doing these for a couple years. I'm not a professional. I just really like jazzing up my phone cases, and I thought I could save a little bit of money by just buying a clear phone case and making my own inserts. And I really like it because I can switch them out anytime I want to. So I will link my clear case at the bottom of the video. I'll link everything that I use at the bottom of the video. And I can show you some of the old ones that I used to make too, but this is the one I posted recently on Instagram. This is the Erin Condren Colorful Layers washi. This glitter washi is from Michaels, and then all the bow washi that I use is usually from Simply Gilded. So some of the other ones that I've used in the past are from my old phone, and I'll actually reuse these. I just have to cut them a little bit wider. But some of these, like this one I'll use for St. Patrick's Day, like Valentine's Day. This one I used with the mid-century circles, Christmas. This one I just had for 4th of July. I have a couple of these, like this one I'll use for like New Year's Eve. Some I just really like some of them that are pretty. And you can use any kind of paper. So some of these are cardstock or scrapbook paper, regular computer paper, like super flimsy, nothing fancy or anything. And this right here is just plain computer paper. So all you really need is washi, scissors. I have a corner rounder, but you don't need one. A clear phone case. I use a pop socket. Now this is a pop socket that I can change out if I wanted to, but I like white because white goes with everything. But I can change it out to rose gold or gold if I wanted to, but I usually don't. Sharp scissors or an X-Acto knife. So first thing you want to do is make sure that you can, and a pencil. You also want a pencil. So if you don't have a template like I use, I just picked one of my old ones and I'll use that. You can just trace your case and then trim it down to fit on the inside. I'm gonna go ahead and trace the one that I just used, and then use my corner rounder to round the corners. And then while I'm here, I will trace the inside. And like I said, this will work for any phone. Just get a clear case and just trace it. Now, just cut this out. Make sure you have sharp scissors. And it does get a little messy with the washi tape, and it is tedious, but it's not difficult. Okay. Now I like to use this corner rounder because it has a small, medium, and a large round. I always use the large. But you don't need to. You can really round your corners by yourself. Now, here's another thing that you can do. If you don't have an X-Acto knife and you only have scissors, just be careful when you do this. Just put the pointy end through the middle, like that. So you want to cut this part before you put your washi on. And I'll show you why in just a little bit. And you really want to be careful with that thin piece on the side if you're doing an iPhone. But you're really not going to be able to see that part. All right, so here you go. So this is my template. Now, you want to make sure that you don't start putting washi this way, because when you put it in, you're putting it in this way, and this is the side that you're gonna see. So when you take it out, you wanna make sure that wait a second. This back part is the side that you're gonna see. So this is the side that you put washi on. I've done that before. I've flipped it over and put it on the opposite side and then had to redo the whole thing because I put it on the opposite side. So don't do what I did. All right, so because I did a colorful layers before, I am gonna do a neutral layers. I just haven't picked which ones I'm going to use yet. So you guys get to hang in there with me while I choose. I think we'll go with those. All right, so these are the 3 that I'm gonna go with. Now you just have to pick the order in which you're gonna go. I mean, you can use as many or as little washi as you want. I usually do 3 or 4 and I go in a pattern. I am going to start, since I went that way, I'm gonna go this way this time. I usually start with my thin washi first. It's easier at the corner. And I just tape it down to the desk. You just have to be careful when you go upward. So. The Stardust is also from Simply Gilded. It's really pretty rose gold. This layers washi. Now with this one, since it's white on the top, I'm gonna cover a little bit of that Stardust so I can see, so it covers, so it doesn't look like a white block. And I want it to be a little even. So there we go. And then you just repeat it. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed this part up so you guys can see going all the way up, and then I'll be back in just a minute. Guys, so I'm all the way through. Now this part is a little bit of the tricky part because you have to lift up all the tape so you can trim it. So my suggestion would be to go through and just lift up these ends. You're gonna trim these ends off anyway. And you wanna make sure that you get, it's almost like vinyl. If you've ever done vinyl, it's just tedious. And I'm not a vinyl person. I will gladly pay somebody else to do that stuff for me. Washi's just messy, but it's not difficult. You just have to be more careful. Real careful with this part over here because it's so thin. Now, what you do is you flip it over and trim the outside. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim this and I'll be right back. All right, so there you have it all trimmed. Now the last part we have to do is trim this. Now it looks like it's gonna be really hard, but it's not because you had strips. So really all you have to do is go in through one of the strips and just cut around it. And you're probably gonna have to do a little bit of trimming once you get it into the case. This is where an X-Acto knife helps. But you can definitely use scissors if you don't have an X-Acto knife. Just be careful of that side. All right, so the last thing that you need to do is put it in your case and make sure it all fits and you don't need to do any more trimming. Okay, let's see. And what I might do is just trim this part down right here just a little bit, just because I still see a little bit in the window right here. I don't think it's really gonna affect anything, but I'll trim it down just a tad. Just gotta be careful with that side. And it might be a little bit easier if you guys are using an Android. I don't know where the camera's placed with those, so it might be easier with those cases if you get a clear case for that. These just tend to be a little bit finicky. All right, so there we go. All done. Looks awesome. Once the phone's in there, I can't really put the phone in there right now because I'm recording with it, but it is done, and I will take a picture of it for you guys, and then I will post everything in the comments and link everything. But I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you like and subscribe, and that is it. I will see you guys next time. Bye.